Welcome to Happy Wife, Happy Life. We're your hosts. I'm Kendahl Landreth.
And I'm Jordan Myrick.
And we are two incredibly unqualified,
but deeply in love comedians who are here to help you with all things relationship. And on today's episode, we are giving makeovers to the dating profiles of our listeners. Kendahl, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Jordan. I've just been loving you recently. Can I say that?
Kendahl always says stuff like that to me. She goes, you know what? I have just been loving you recently, which I think is really cute and really sweet, but also implies that sometimes she doesn't love me.
No, but you know when there's like an extra, I don't know, long-term couples know this, where it's like, I always love you. I'm always in love with you. I'd always do anything for you. But sometimes there's like, you know, months where it's just a little like, maybe, I don't know what the word is, like nothing bad, but just like you're not like getting, maybe it's just we don't get to see each other as much.
I think
or
that's
we're busy, or we're like, this past month we were filming a movie, so we didn't really get to see each other attend, like all these types of things add up. And then also separately, sometimes you're just like in an arguing moment in your relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or like you're just always like, oh my God, she's like irritating me, or like little things just like get to you. And then you'll have these like months where you're like, it's like we're falling in love all over again.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think sometimes the external forces interfere, like, yeah, you're both too busy with work, or you're both feeling like sad or depressed. And I think right now would seem like a time, because so much bad stuff is going on in the world, that our relationship would be really rocky. But I think sometimes that's when we're the most locked in.
Yes, I agree. So we've had a lot of we've been really, also, I feel like anytime we've been really busy for a long time, we're like, okay, we're going to plan a lot of free time where it's just us at our house.
Yeah.
And we really thrive in that when that's going on.
100%. We love being at home.
Okay, say what you're going to say. Say what like I think you should be saying.
Okay, well, I will address that you all know this has now transitioned into a half dating, half horse podcast.
Which, as it should.
And I did go watch Kendahl horseback ride.
Oh, it was such an exciting moment for me. I was so excited because Jordan was supposed to see me horseback ride a couple weeks ago, but the morning of my lesson, I had a seizure.
Yes.
So you kind of got to see something else.
Famously.
Yeah, famously. Everyone was talking about it. I had a seizure, and so I didn't get to go, even though I tried to talk everyone into still letting me go because I really didn't want to miss it. And then I've been so sick because of that I had to cancel my next couple weeks of lessons. Anyways, finally, Jordan gets to come to my horseback riding lesson, and I was just so excited. I literally put on like a fully different outfit. Usually I wear the same horseback riding outfit, made for comfort, but when, you know, my Jord was coming, I had to put on this sexy little cowgirl outfit. And I remember I walked out in my clothes and Jordan goes, your midriff just showing. You can't have your midriff showing on a horse.
That feels like dangerous, right?
Yeah, probably is.
Like riding a motorcycle.
And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to look sexy for you. I was like, and this isn't even staying on while the horse is being ridden.
Well, and then we got there and we're like walking around everywhere and looking around whenever. The horseback riding instructor is nowhere to be found. And I do just have to say, people who work with horses have no sense of urgency.
Well, I guess they're not held accountable a lot because they're mostly just talking to horses.
I guess that's true. But I'm like, this woman, nice as can be, strolls up 15 minutes late and it's just like, I forgot what day it was.
Yeah, I was relieved because I was like, I immediately assumed, like, I think anyone who struggles with memory or ADHD stuff can relate to this. Anytime something goes wrong, I'm like, it's my fault. I don't know what happened, but I guarantee it's no one else's fault but mine. So immediately I'm like, oh my God, I've got Jordan out on this ranch at 8 a.m.
And it was hot.
It's so hot. I'm in my helmet and my cowgirl boots, and like I probably got the wrong day. And then when she showed up, I was so relieved. Tell me what you thought of me on that horse. Like, give me an in detail. Like, I don't want it was awesome. Like, every moment feeling you had.
You were so happy, and that is all I ever want. I just want you to be happy, and it's like incredible to see someone you love feel happy. It's cool to be around a horse. Horses seem cool. Yeah, it's cool.
What was like your thought when I first got on the horse?
I hate to do this to you. I think you're wanting more like moment to moment reactions I had.
That is what I'm wanting.
Unfortunately, I don't have that. It was kind of just one general wash of like, horses are cool and I'm so glad you're happy. Because it wasn't like...
No, but there's no way. When I started running on the horse, well, I wasn't running. The horse was running. What did you think then? You weren't like, whoa.
I have to be honest with you. And I don't mean this in a way that's demeaning to what you're doing. But do you know how when like you're running or you're doing something that like feels really fast and then you see a video of it and you're like, oh, it's like not as fast as I felt like it was.
Yeah.
Like watching you on the horse was so awesome. Like the horse was beautiful. You were beautiful. You seemed like you were having the time of your life. I was so happy for you. You on the horse walking and you on the horse like trotting were not that different of speed.
Okay, well, we went into a canter twice.
Okay. And once again, I thought that
were
was
you
awesome.
Not paying attention for that? Or?
No, I was. I watched the whole time. I was not
so
getting in
this
trouble
is an
for
example in a relationship when you should lie.
But why do I need to lie?
Because you should have been absolutely changed by this experience.
I was, but I wasn't changed moment to moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like you're like, well, what did you think when I got on the horse? I was like, it was exactly what I envisioned.
Oh, you thought about it.
You getting
on
the horse looked exactly like what I thought you getting on a horse would look like. But I think it probably feels more wild because getting on the horse is very high up.
Yeah, very high.
But from standing, it doesn't look that wild.
I'm just messing
So
with
I
you.
was like, I'm so happy that you're on this horse. And then when you were on, I was like, oh, you seemingly are doing a great job. I also know nothing about horses. Let's say you did you cooked a big meal and I was watching you and I was like, whoa, she's like really like doing an incredible brunoise on those vegetables. That's something I know about. So I can be like impressed by more minutia.
Yeah.
But on a horse, I'm just like, whoa, it's really cool you're on a horse and I love that you're happy.
Well, next time I'll try to brunoise the horse. Whatever that is.
If you knew what that meant, you would not be saying it.
I'm just kidding with you, though. You were really sweet at the lesson, very supportive. And I just have to say, I'm just loving you this week.
Thank you. I have some good news for you, too.
What?
I just received an email.
What?
Our fabric swatches are on their way.
Oh, my God. I'm being so mature this week, you guys. Let me tell you. There's a chair that I've wanted for so long. So long. It is actually, I can't say because if it sells out, I can't.
We'll drop the chair once we purchase the chair.
Once it's in my house. I'm obsessed with the chair. I've wanted it for so long. It's a huge chair and it's also very expensive. I've not bought it for a really long time because it feels crazy. It feels absolutely crazy. It is probably like the first big piece of furniture. That's not like we bought a couch, which is expensive, but a couch feels like, yeah, of course.
You have to have a couch. And our couch was not that expensive. We have like the $1,000 Costco couch.
You guys.
It's gigantic. It's like the size of a king size bed. It's unbelievable. And everyone should own it. But $1,000 for a huge couch like that is also like very reasonable.
Well, also, this is separate, but it's really funny because one of the features of the couch is that it can be made into a bed, but you can change the way the squares of the couch are to make it into a huge bed. But our apartment is so small that it can only fit in our house if it's in the bed feature.
Yes.
So it's always in the bed feature. So even when we have like guests over, they have to like crawl into it. It's really fun.
People call it the conversation pit because that's what it feels like. It feels like a 1970s conversation pit because it's like deep and you crawl into it and you can all sit and talk and it's so comfortable.
And when our friends who have babies come over, it's nice because if you put pillows on one side, it becomes a pack and play.
100%.
It's incredible. But that's like, even if we spent more than $1,000, it's like a couch feels very like, of course you have to buy a couch. That's part of having a house. But this is literally just a chair to be like, this is a luxury chair I own that I can like maybe read in.
Yeah, it's a huge circular chair that's going to go in our office for Kendahl to sit in and read.
Yeah.
And you've wanted it for so long. We've like saved up to buy it.
Yeah.
But we couldn't decide what color. So I was like, you know what? We should order some fabric swatches from the company.
Which I was very brave about.
Kendahl was like, I don't want to do that. I want to buy the couch right now.
But you could see it. No, what did I really do though? I went, yes, great.
I know. I could tell you were upset though. You wanted the chair immediately.
I wanted it. Yeah, I wanted it immediately. And I'm not really patient. So like when it comes to swatches and stuff, I'm kind of like, well, even having a color I don't like would be better than not having the couch for 2 more seconds. Like I can't, but I was really brave and really mature. And so I ordered the swatches and they're being delivered and that's awesome. And I'm happy and I'm excited and I can wait for the couch. It's fine.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't spend this much money on a chair and not know that you're going to like the color.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it, though. It's going to be so nice. And we gardened a lot this week, which was really great.
We've had a nice week.
We've had a really nice week. I'm just loving you.
Kendahl, I think this is perfect. I think we're in a really good headspace. We've had a good week, a good weekend. And today, we have had listeners send in their dating profiles, which is so fun. And we are going to give them a Queer Eye style makeover to their dating profiles, hopefully to help them get more dates. Our qualifications is we both spend a lot of time on the dating apps. I think we both had probably very charming dating app profiles.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think we're good because we're in this industry. We work in social media. We're performers. We're good at kind of the forward-facing elements of things and being like, this is what we want you to glean from what we post, what we show. Yeah. And I think we'll do a good job at this.
And it's such a hard balance. Like, dating apps are so hard because, first of all, I feel like the reason they put questions on there is to make people feel better about the process, so they're not just going off looks, but really they are. Because I am just like,
really?
I think I will see. I don't read the answers of people I don't think are hot. So I think, to me, it's like, I think if I see someone I think is hot, also not hot like anyone I see who's a model, but like a person who I would be attracted to.
Yeah.
Then I go and I read the questions. And if they have something that I find really like, ugh, I don't like that at all, then I'm like, no, obviously I'm not like looks over everything. But when you're doing a dating app, I don't think I'm like, oh, I think this person, I would never be attracted to them. Let me check their answers first.
No, that
we just don't have time. There's too many people. So I think the answers are sometimes helpful way later in kind of the process.
I hear that.
And a good conversation starter. But I think when you're making the profile, there's so much pressure on the answers to be like, oh my God, what do I say that makes me seem, and it's such a balance of being like, I need to seem different, but I can't seem like I'm seeming different. And I need to be funny, but not too funny where it's a joke. And I need to it's so much to think about. So I think having different eyes on it, new eyes on it is good. It's great.
And people who aren't your friends, because your friends will not always give you a reliable answer.
Yeah, I could be like, if you'll have me, I'll ask my listeners, because I mean, you've sent in these, so I'm assuming you do want advice. I can be like, that's not a good picture. You think it's a good picture because of this, but it's actually not a good picture.
100%. All right, well, are you ready to hop into it?
Yes, I am. Okay, I'm so excited. And also, this is kind of blind react. Like, I haven't really seen these. So
we have not really seen these, so this is really getting the first reaction to it. Okay, so this is Taylor.
Ooh, okay, that is a great first picture.
Yes.
I think. You can disagree with me.
No, I agree.
I would swipe on this.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think the outfit, great. The peak of the tattoo, fun, sexy. The hot dog makes you seem relaxed, approachable, chill. Like, you don't take yourself too seriously. Like, it feels very fun and effortless, but positive and lighthearted. And that's what I like about it.
I also do think, and maybe this is crazy, but it's clear someone else took the photo. And that was a real turn on for me. I think it's very rare that I would swipe on someone who had selfies. I mean, if it was later in there, okay.
But the first photo should never be a selfie or a professionally taken photo.
Never. And it should never have someone else in it. Yes. I need to know who it is. But this to me is like you were having a fun night out with your friends and you took this picture. Now, if you did set up a timer for this photo, that's actually crazy, but I wouldn't know.
Absolutely. My only qualm as the first photo is sunglasses.
Okay.
No eyes.
No, but I don't mind that because I think it piques an interest. I think there were people that I would see the first photo. Do you know when you like see a first photo and you're like, oh my God, this person's like the hottest person I've ever seen. And then you start scrolling and you're like, actually, who is that person in the first photo? Like, am I confused? Is this another person? So I think sometimes a sunglass can make me scroll more.
Okay. So I think there's two ways that you could go with it then. Sunglasses create intrigue, or they could potentially limit your connection with someone because the eyes are the windows to the soul, as they say. All right, John, let's scroll up. I go crazy for live music, stand-up comedy, exploring the city, and new tattoos. What's your favorite spot in Metro ATL?
Is that Atlanta?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I love it.
I think it's great. Live music, stand-up comedy, exploring the city, new tattoos, great. I think all things also that open you up to being invited to do things. So someone could see this and say, oh, great. Like, I have this stand-up I like that's doing a show. I have this band I like that's doing a show. Let me invite you with me. I also love a question. It shows that you want to know something about the other person.
Yeah, and you're bringing up tattoos. So I feel like people could ask you about your tattoos or send a photo of their tattoos. I really like that. I'm trying to think anything I would change about it. I think instead of live music, I don't know, because I think if you don't want to specifically be like, I love this specific band, because then it cuts you off from just seeing live music in general, which maybe you love, but maybe like live music. I've seen this person in concert 2 times.
Yes.
Something, I
think specificity is wonderful, and I agree. So far, I'm loving this profile, but if you wanted to bump it up a little bit, I would include some more specifics. Live folk music. for example. And that was
don't
funny
put
to John
that.
for some reason.
Because he read you for filth. He said, and that's a nerd.
Okay. No, but I'm like, just a little bit more so I know, because live music is very general.
Yeah.
You know, like I think stand-up comedy is better rather than just saying comedy. When I see someone's profile and it just says comedy, I'm like, you have never been funny for one moment in your life. If you're like, I enjoy comedy, I'm like, this profile was written by AI.
I do think you have to add for your own safety, stand-up comedy, in parentheses, I don't date stand-up comedians. You can like stand-up comedy, but you don't want to date a stand-up comedian.
That's 100% true. But yeah, I think that like a little more specificity splashed in here could be helpful.
Could be fun, but nothing too. But then you also don't want to like put people, I think make it feel casual. Like I've seen this person, instead of being like, I'm obsessed with XYZ singer.
Sure.
You know, anyways, I don't know.
No, I think that's true. John, scroll. Okay, so this is a 26-year-old woman who is 5'6". They work in branded merchandising. Rollins College, Woodbridge, liberal, long-term relationship, but open to short and looking for monogamy. I think this is great. I think it has enough information that I have plenty to ask about you. It's nice that you're looking for a long-term relationship, but you're open to short because...
But okay, this is my problem with that.
I don't agree with what
I
you're
don't
gonna say.
think that they're being honest with themselves.
Why?
Because what does that mean? I'm open. I want a long-term relationship, but also if you break up with me, that's okay. That's
I think it's like I'm open to something more casual. I'm open to a hookup.
I know, but okay. That
not
makes
just,
sense. Okay,
because
I
there
see.
are certain people who are like, I am only looking for a long-term relationship.
Okay, I guess I was maybe projecting because I think I used to be like, with people I really wanted to date long-term, I'd be like, it's fine, it's casual, it's fine. And I like wasn't, it was not. So sometimes I'm a big proponent of being like, if you want a long-term relationship, just say it. But I also was fine just hooking up with people. So I guess that's what that means.
Yeah, well, I think, Taylor, you have to know your own truth. And if you have open to short on there and you're not actually open to short, take it off, okay? Yeah. John, can we scroll?
Oh, very cute picture.
Very
and
sweet
where
picture.
is that? What is that?
This is at some kind of theater. It says something, Anika Bennett and Josh Gillian. Let's see what that's about. This is Anika Bennett is a musician. The thing that comes up from the Kennedy Center, the first thing, it says, Anika Bennett has been a songbird from day one.
Okay, she wrote that. She went in and edited that.
Yes. Okay, so like a singer-songwriter. Folk music, some might say.
Oh,
John.
Oh.
So maybe I was right from the beginning and you owe me an apology after the episode. So yeah, this is fun. I think it shows that you like to go out, you consume art.
You have friends.
My one issue is I think this should be further down in the profile. It's a little too high up and I'm not getting enough of you, especially considering that there are sunglasses in the first photo. I still can't really see your eyes in this photo. I need to be closer up, getting more of your natural beauty.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think this could be like a last picture on the profile.
Because do you know who I'm really looking at in this photo, unfortunately?
The friend?
Green shirt, man. That color pops on him. Sorry.
He looks
awesome. At Green Shirt Man. You scrolled to this. I said, who is he?
I love the fact that he uses this photo in his profile too. He just zooms in really far.
Absolutely. But I'm like, there's a lot going on and he really stands out to me because of the confidence he's walking with and the color of the shirt he's wearing.
His spirit, I was going to say.
Yeah. So I'm not necessarily looking at you or your friend or the venue. The first thing I see is Green Shirt Man. That being said, don't need to take it off the profile. Just move it down. A photo with this many things going on to be your second photo, I think is a little much.
I mean, like, I wouldn't probably put a photo of me and Megan Fox on my profile. Same with this. It's like, don't maybe
Green Shirt Guy.
You and Green Shirt Guy. It's kind of just like, that's what's going to draw the focus. 100%. And it's going to make you look bad, Taylor. And I'm sorry. And I think you know that. I think you know that.
Yeah. Taylor, come on. All right, John, you can scroll for us. Thank you so much. Okay.
That's hot.
Extremely hot. But what am I going to say again?
Wait, let me guess. It looks like you're in like you've been kidnapped.
No, they're clearly at a hotel. Where are the eyes?
Clearly in a hotel.
Is that not a hotel? There's 2 beds in one room. That has to be a hotel.
I think the elephant in the room is that I don't have my glasses on, so everything in this looks like an absolute blob to me. But I'm seeing a vest that I'm liking, and your hair looks great.
Your hair looks great. The vest looks great. You're in a hotel, which shows you have some level of money, right?
Yes.
No eyes. Once again, this is the 3rd photo I've seen of you where I'm not getting connection.
Are you going to feel bad if you find out she doesn't have eyes?
She has no eyes. I don't think that's what's happening here, Kendahl. You can be beautiful without having eyes, but if you have eyes and in the pictures they're so far away or you're looking down or your eyes are covered, I just think it would be nice to see one photo with eyes.
Yeah. I mean, but I think this is a great photo. But okay, only thing, and I just am being honest, Taylor, I adore you. I would, to be clear, and I think it's important, I would have swiped. Wait, what does it say? Yes, right?
Right.
I would have swiped right on the
I would have swiped right as well.
I would have, and I probably would have been like first to DM. I would have been like, you're really cute.
Yes.
And I might do that after the episode, to be honest.
Yeah. Kendahl and I are going to hit you up.
That says, felt cute, might delete later, yes?
That's one of the prompts on Hinge.
I think that, but it's connected to this picture. Felt cute, might delete later.
But they didn't write that. That is like one of the prompts where on Hinge you can like select that as one of the things. And it's like, upload a picture where you felt cute, might delete later. That's not something that they add.
Okay, never mind, because I was going to say it's a little cringy.
Well, I think that's still, I don't necessarily think it's cringy, but I think there could be a more confident one you could choose.
Yeah, I think maybe, but I mean, and it's like a little cheeky, but it's like such a common saying. But I guess you're saying I thought they wrote that caption.
No, it's a prompt.
Right, okay, got it. Sorry, I haven't been on the apps in a really long time. You clearly visit them all the time.
I'm still on
them
constantly, just for research. All right, John, can you scroll? I'm looking for a top-tier trivia partner who loves seeing live music and trying new food.
Okay, well, we doubled down on live music, so I think we find something else.
I think you can take it out. You've already said it once. I think it can just be a top-tier trivia partner who loves trying new food. I would, once again, add some specificity. What is your trivia specialty? Like a top-tier trivia partner who can complement my knowledge on
Ninja
world
Turtles.
History.
Sure.
Either one. Just to find out, reference what maybe your gap is and what your strength is in trivia. Same thing with trying new food. I'm like, what kind of food? Trying new spicy food, trying new restaurants, trying new local grocery stores. Just add a little more pizzazz.
Yeah. I also, you know what? I think just for you, Taylor, keep in mind that a top-tier trivia partner can look a lot of different ways. Because I consider myself a top-tier trivia partner.
I knew you were going to make this about you.
But I will say, so we go to trivia all the time at our local bar. I have been so many times, I would say 5 times at this point. Our team is our little group of friends. We always walk to the bar together and we go to this trivia night. I am always so excited to go. I'm like, guys, remember the trivia night's going on. This is not an exaggeration. Never in my life have I actually answered a question. Not once have I even pitched an idea for it because I have no idea. I feel crazy when I go. I'm like, where are you guys learning this stuff? You're not allowed to have your phones out. I'm like, nobody's Googling it. I have no idea. I have the time of my life. I always pick the team name and I always write. I'm in charge of the pen. They give me that. They say, Kendall's in charge of the pen. I have the time of my life. So I think a top-tier trivia partner, just keep in mind, can look many ways.
That's so true. Yeah. So I think specify what specifically you're looking for with that. All right, John, you can scroll.
Oh,
are you
very
a cat
cute
person because, and then a photo of your cat.
Okay, here's what's creepy to me. This is a photo of the cat where also the eyes aren't showing.
What? Taylor?
What is going on?
Taylor?
What are you hiding is what I want to know.
What's going on?
There's no eyes in this profile, not even from the animals.
I'll say this. I think you could easily find a better photo of your cat.
That is not the best picture of your cat.
There's no doubt in my mind that you have 100 photos. Not that this isn't a cute photo. It's a very cute photo. But this is the kind of photo you send to your mom when your mom's like, what are you doing?
Right.
I think there's a much cuter photo of your cat that could be a much bigger conversation starter.
I see all the way. I don't even have my glasses on. I can see all the way inside this cat's ear.
Yep.
No face.
Face. Show
Let's
the face.
get that face.
All right, John, you can scroll. Together, we could spend a small fortune on concert tickets and wax poetic about public transit. We don't need a third music. I'm sorry, we know. We already know.
And what I'm telling you, how this reads, it starts to make me worried you're not, and maybe you are, but in this case, you need to say it. If I was just reading this, it would start to make me worried you're kind of like you're in a fandom. Like you are going to concerts every other night and you are going to meet and greets, and you might be. And if you are, that's fine. But then I'm like, you got to meet someone else like that.
Yes.
And you got to be like, I am a fandom girly.
About that. Yeah. But I love wax poetic about public transit. I
what
think
does
that's
that
enough.
mean?
Like we can talk at length about public transit. So Taylor, I'm like, nix the thing about the concert tickets. We've already talked about that. You want to seem like you have diverse interests, so you don't need to hit the same thing over and over again. John, can you scroll for us?
And
Okay.
there
we go.
is the picture we've been looking for. This has got
Human
to be
eyes,
second.
cat eyes. Yeah.
Second on the profile. You look so cute here.
More tattoos.
It's also like, yeah, more tattoos. The cat looks incredible here. I'm like, okay, you have a fun cat. This cat is insane.
Yeah.
Also, to me, it kind of like puts you in this place where you're like, I could see receiving this photo like as a good night text.
100%.
So it's kind of like showing me what it'd be like to date you.
My question is, you look blonde in this photo. How old is this photo? Because you looked brunette in the other photos. I think that's something that maybe I'm just nitpicking.
Okay.
But I am curious when I see someone who in some of their photos has a different hair color. If in all their photos they have lots of different hair colors, that's different. I'm like, oh, that's your thing. I see this, I might immediately think, oh, maybe this picture is really old. You have a different haircut and a different hair color. I don't know, just something to think about.
Something to think about. My question is the cat okay? Because the more I'm looking at this, it looks like you are strangling that cat.
This is a death threat sent to the cat's parents. All right, John, let's scroll. My weekends look like...
Okay,
and then you're
so
at a
you're
concert
going to
again.
concerts.
You're going to concerts a lot. I love this picture. I think this is a great picture. I think this could be your second photo. I think it's really cute. I love that it has your interest in it, which is going to concerts.
Yeah.
I think you can have this photo and one concert mention.
You get one.
And be specific in that mention of how much you like concerts. Be like, I am at concerts every weekend, whatever. I see live music every single weekend, whatever. But just the one mention. And then I think for this, take off the prompt of my weekends look like. Just have this photo because I think this is such a cutie photo.
So cute. We see there's the guy in the green shirts in the back again.
Yeah,
We're like,
wait a
oh
second.
my God.
Okay, sure. Taylor, all in all, I think you have a really good dating profile on
Very
your hands.
good.
And all of our notes that we gave are nitpicky notes. I don't think there's any emergency things you need to change.
Taylor, I'm gonna give. Should we do out of 5? 5
Sure.
stars?
Yeah.
5 five kitties. 5 eyes. 5 eyes. 5
Great.
more than we saw on this dating profile. I give it 5 eyes.
I'm going to give it 4.5 eyes because I think
Oh wait,
they're...
yeah, me too. Actually,
No, we should be looking at wives.
Oh, okay. Wait, just cut that. Take it back.
Wait, cut the
this
whole
is
episode
terrible.
that we've done so
cut
far.
the whole episode. Actually, let's
It
just end
just
the
makes
podcast.
sense. Okay, let's do wives. Okay, Taylor, I'm giving you 4.5 wives because I think it's a great dating profile. I would swipe right, but I think it could be bumped up a little bit so I could see a few more of your interests.
I hesitate to say this because everyone thinks all I do is agree with Jordan, but I'm going to do 4.5 wives as well.
Wow, you initially said 5. You taking it down? You realized I was right?
Yeah.
You love to see it. This episode is brought to you by ZocDoc, a service we actually use. Booking a doctor's appointment can feel like climbing Mount Everest. Between finding someone who takes your insurance, treats your condition, and actually has availability, no wonder people skip out on the care they need. ZocDoc changes all of that. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. Appointments made through ZocDoc happen fast, usually within 24 to 72 hours of booking, so you can get things taken care of and get on with your life. I have personally used ZocDoc for over 10 years in multiple cities across the United States. I've used it from everything from general physicians to specialists helping me with things I'm too embarrassed to talk about on this podcast. What used to be a medical mountain has turned into a molehill. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/wife to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/wife. ZocDoc.com/wife. All right, John, let's go to our next dater. This is Corey, and I have to say right up top, Corey is as cute as the day is long.
Corey, I literally would trust you with my life based on this photo. I immediately look at this and I say, this looks like a photo in an obituary where they're like, they were the greatest person and parent to our children. Like a person that just, and something tragic happened, but we're such a good life-changing member, a member of the community.
Yes. Well, I just think it's like so nice. First of all, I think a photo like this is extremely confident. It makes me go, wow, you're just showing full face, pretty close up, no pretense. I think that's so sweet. My guess is this is part of a larger family Christmas photo.
Well, I was going to say, it certainly wasn't taken on an iPhone.
Yeah.
It looks like it was taken in 1992.
Yes, I think this is part of a larger family Christmas photo that then kind of cropped in on Corey, which I have no problems with. I think it's fun that there's Christmas stockings in the background. I love the Christmas sweater. I think it makes you seem very sweet and charming and approachable. And I think that's a great first picture.
This to me, I'm like, I know without a doubt this person has a Raphael IRA.
100%. 100%. All right, John, we can see the next portion. About me, 23. Writer, actor, pop culture enjoyer. I will always love my AMC A-list membership more than you. Let's get coffee and go for long drives playing each other music. What was the story of your first kiss? So this seems like maybe it's on like Bumble or something. So it's like a different layout of profile than Hinge. So there's not as many prompts. I think this is a fun profile. I personally don't love the neg of I will always love my AMC A-list membership more than you.
I was just going to say that because already I'm not even dating you. I'm jealous. I feel annoyed. I'm like, what do you mean? Like that. And I know that's a joke. That's literally crazy, but it feels kind of like, okay, you're supposed to be trying to woo me.
I know. I'm feeling negged by it in a way that goes, okay. And then I swipe left. So I would say let's change that because I love the specificity of AMC A-list. I had stuff about my AMC A-list in my dating profile when I was still dating because it's such an easy thing to meet up and do on a date. I would change it to AMC A-list is the most important thing in my life. Something like that still gives a silly, funny, I love AMC A-list more than I love every member of my family. Something that still gives a silly, funny energy, but is not targeted at the person you're trying to date.
Yes.
That's what I think.
I agree.
I think getting coffee, going for long drives, playing each other music, that's all very sweet. I will say, why do you want to know the story of this person's first kiss?
Are you a pervert?
Are you a pervert? My guess is you're like, I'm just looking for a conversation starter. How much do you really want to talk about them kissing someone else?
Well, okay. Yes, I think, but what I'm liking about the question, I think we need to change the question, not first kiss, but I am liking the vulnerability of the question.
Yes.
I'm liking that it feels like, okay, we've got a little softie who wants to talk about cute little stories. You know what I mean?
I get that. So yes. I don't think it's a wrong question.
I don't think it's wrong, but I think we could change it to maybe not first kiss because also like, for me, which then maybe I just wouldn't answer the question, but my first kiss when I was 18. So it's like, you don't want to hear about my like girlfriend when I was 18 and 19.
And it's like not a funny story. Like it's not a bad story, but it's not like a funny story.
No. And so I guess it's like if you have a funny first kiss story, then that's great. And maybe you don't have to answer that question. But I do think it could be something similar, but just a little bit different. That still shows you're like comfortable talking about cute, silly things.
Yeah. Tell me your worst date story.
Yeah.
Something like that I think is fun. All right, we can scroll, John.
I love this.
So
actually.
Sweet.
I think this is so very sweet. I don't love that the kid is on an iPad because I think kids need to get back outside.
See, I think you need to crop in. I think it's wrong that the kid's feet are in it.
And we'll be cropping them out of this podcast.
Out there, just for the perverts out there, you got to get the feet out. Yeah, put something else. Put an emoji of an owl over the feet.
I like that you're showing that you're reading.
We can see the painted nails, which I think tells us a little bit about your style, which I think is sweet.
Can we see what book it is?
I don't think so. I can't.
I can't read that.
Can we get a zoom?
It's just
I
a
can't
red
see who
book.
that is. I can't see who that is.
It looks kind of like it's ACOTAR, which is very funny.
See, to me, it looks like the burn book from Mean Girls.
And if it's that, show it.
Yeah,
because that actually
be brave.
Is fun.
John, can we zoom out a little bit just so I can see? Is there like a caption or a prompt for this photo? No, this is just the photo. Okay. My one thing is I go, do you have a child? People would share photos like this when I was on dating apps, and it would be a picture, and then in the profile, it would be like asterisk, that's my niece or whatever. I think that's always nice so people know it's not your kid, because you don't want to be talking to someone who's not interested in kids if you have a kid.
Right.
So,
But if it is your kid, let's get him off the tablet, you guys.
Yeah, so true.
Seriously.
So true.
One thing I will say, it does look like you are in an Airbnb that has not been decorated.
100%.
But you know what? If that's your style and you like minimalism,
family vacay.
That's awesome. It does look like you're in a fake house and that's a fake book and that is not a person that's related to you. That's an actress.
Sure. Props though for not showing full face of the child. I think that's good.
Right. Get her off the iPad.
Yep. This should be further up. I think you look your age. I think it's equally cute and charming to the first photo. I think the first photo had like a vintage aesthetic to it that like made it read as older. This reads as very young. I want to know where you are. Why is there so much popcorn in the background? But once again, you see the painted nails, which tells me about your style, which I like. You're in a graduation cap, so I'm assuming you graduated from college. That's fun to know. It also is like people can be like, oh, where'd you go to college?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Unless this is a costume, and then don't take it off, because if they ask you that and you have to admit that it's a costume and that's not your daughter or your niece, okay, I'm going too crazy.
Yeah.
I just think it's really funny if
your
it's
niece?
all fake.
Did you go to college? If these things aren't true, stop it.
But this photo is very cute. You look very beautiful. You look great.
Is this from a play?
What is
this?
Looks like a J. Crew ad.
Corey, what is this? I thought this was like you were outside on Wall Street before work, but then now I'm like, what are these things in the background? And then I'm like, wait, that street pole's not real.
It looks like you're about to be Seymour in
this is a
Little
production
Shop of Horrors.
Death of a Salesman or something. You did say you're an actor. I don't think this is the photo. I don't think it's doing anything for you. I don't know what show it is from, so there's also nothing for me to talk about. And it's also not obviously enough from a show. Do you know what I mean? Like if
you're 100% sure this is from a show.
No, I could not possibly be
can't
sure of
tell.
that. But I really do. But that's what I'm saying. There's confusion around it. But I do think it's a show versus like if you were in Little Shop of Horrors and there's a picture of you as Seymour with the plant. It's like that's a little more obvious. It's a show. I know what show it's from. We can talk about that. This is like too ambiguous to me, but it's also not giving enough of you or what I feel like is your personality.
Well, right. We need to get, first of all, props to the stage designer. Whoever did the...
We thought this was New York City.
We thought this was New York City. We thought this was Wall Street.
We really did.
But also, I think, like, this to me, if I were to look at this, I would be like, this is an actor who takes themselves very seriously.
Yes.
And that, no matter what echelon, even if the photo was of you on Broadway, which it literally might be, I have no idea, it's still giving, like, you want me to know how serious of an actor you are.
Yes.
And that would be a turnoff for me. So I would love more of, like, if you have any backstage pictures that are fun.
Yeah.
I think those are great. Something to show that, like, you're a great actor, you're awesome, and you're doing it, you love doing it, you do it a lot, but you're not like, I am Leonardo DiCaprio.
Sure. All right, next photo. I think this is very sweet. It's nice to see you with your friends. What is the weather outside that you're wearing this outfit? Vest with no shirt underneath, but you're still able to wear a vest and jeans, sneakers, no socks. Corey, what's going on in this photo?
Also, I'm sorry. There comes a day where we all have to delete CamWow off our phone.
Sure.
The filters on some of these photos are so funny. This is it's so yellow. Are they in a gymnasium?
I'm guessing they're backstage to play.
Yeah, because the yellow, it's just very yellow.
The hues are off. You're 100% right about that.
Yeah.
I think that it's so nice. You look so genuinely happy. You have such a cute smile. Your friends seem really fun. I love to see a group of people in a photo on a dating app where it looks like I could be friends with any of the people.
Oh, yeah.
That really feels like a green flag to me. And I feel like I could be friends with any of these people. They all look nice. They all look fun. You look nice and fun. I just think that, it needs to be like less edited. The way it is now is not right.
But it wouldn't be a deal breaker.
No,
this is we're being harsh because we're just whatever we can find.
We're upgrading you. We're not saying the original is bad. We're just upgrading.
But the outfit is, I mean, it's cute. It's just, I'm concerned.
What's this outfit? What's the
loving? Yes.
What's going on?
I think I feel scared by it.
Yes. The other outfits look great though.
Right, but that doesn't really probably
make them feel great. It's not their dating profile, but I do think it's important to say the other three outfits look great and seasonally appropriate. Corey, I don't love your outfit. Okay, next photo. Fun. Now that's a
great.
Fun picture.
That needs to go farther up,
way earlier.
I think with this, we could honestly cut the last photo.
Yeah.
Because
I think you could keep the photo we just saw as the last photo in the carousel.
Okay, yeah. But
or
maybe
cut it. Honestly, now I'm thinking back to the outfit that I didn't like.
The outfit, or like get an app where you can like edit on different clothes.
Put like puff sleeves
on
over with the vest. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so fun. Love the outfit. Love the cowboy hats. Love the motion in the photo. Love your friend. We're having a Pink Pony Club moment. I can see it. It's fun and it's nice and it's good. And the motion in it makes it seem not too serious, not too posed. You're having a good time. I love it. I would put this as the second photo.
Second photo for sure.
Wait, I normally would literally never ever say this because it's shirtless and I think that's psycho. But should this be the first photo?
Okay. I actually do get where you're coming
You
from.
look so hot in
You
this
look
picture.
really hot in this picture. But I think okay, if I'm just scrolling, it kind of hits you. Like we're like we've become like we've also gotten to know Corey's personality via the photos.
I would like to
so
think
I think to me now I see this picture and I go, that's so hottie patati, but also it doesn't feel like this is necessarily screaming Corey's personality. I could be wrong, and Corey, you know that better than me, but I think this, if this was the first photo I saw, would make me make a lot of assumptions.
I'm pulling up Corey's
But it's very charming after everything
Instagram.
I've seen.
Yeah, I'm pulling up Corey's Instagram. I agree. I'm looking at the gram, and I think you're right, Kendahl. I don't necessarily know if this is immediately Corey's general vibe. So I think you're right. Let's say then this is third picture.
But here's the problem with third picture.
What?
So you've gone now, because tell me if I'm wrong. To me, I'm not getting huge partier from Corey. Does that feel true to you on the Instagram?
I think Corey seems very fun. I don't necessarily know if it's like huge partier, but like Corey's got family pictures out at the pumpkin patch.
Right.
Corey's got.
So say that last thing you just said.
No, I'm hearing it.
No. Right. So family photos at the pumpkin patch is actually the exact thing I'm kind of talking about. That's like the vibe, which I'm obsessed with. That's like what I
like
feel
at a concert, drinking a little drink. Like I'm getting the vibe that Corey is fun and loves to do a thing, but not necessarily is like I rage.
But I think Pink Pony Club to shirtless gives me an image that I'm thinking, but I think what's so nice about this picture is that it feels so different. It feels like a special treat. I'm like, oh, I feel like Corey doesn't really show this to many people. And like, I'm getting to see this. And so I feel like we do the photo with the Pink Pony Club or whatever that was.
So that's the second photo.
Then we do a photo of not the photo you had, but a photo of you doing something backstage, trying on a costume. That's a silly picture from something to do with acting. And then we see this.
Okay, I will buy that. We're still looking for photo number 1, Corey. I think this is a strong contender because you look so hottie-patty.
You look really hot.
Big, like, bedroom eyes, energy. Like, I'm being seduced by this photo.
Okay, yep, let's change it. Great, let's change the picture.
Yeah, sorry. But I think if you're trying to just go to Pound Town, if that's what your dating profile is being used for, this should be number 1. I think if you're looking to date, Kendall's right, keep it at 4.
Well, if you're looking to go to Pound Town, let's remove, first of all, the first photo. And the photo of the children.
Okay,
and the photo of the children.
All right. John, we can go to the next photo. Sweet. Once again, I think it's sweet. I don't think this photo is necessarily like doing anything for you in the sense that like, what is this room? It looks like a prison. I'm assuming it's a college dorm.
But it's not a college I'd want to attend.
Yes. Why are you wearing a Four Loko shirt? It's just like you seem nice and you seem fun and you seem sweet. I've already gotten that from other photos. So I don't necessarily know what this photo is adding. And like the lighting is not great.
All this is making me scared is that we will have to sleep in a twin bed if we hook up.
100%. And I saw better photos of you on your Instagram than this photo. So I would say kick this one to the curb.
Also, this is just a personal thing, nothing to do with dating. Move your side table closer to your bed, you weirdo.
That's 100% true. Also, it seems like you were eating a bowl of cereal and then stopped to take this photo. Like this photo just opens a Pandora's box. Look at what that looks like, a bowl of cereal right next to Corey. This just feels like a Pandora's box of questions. And I don't think you're ready to open that yet. So I think get rid of this photo.
Yeah, this looks like it was taken in like, what do they call it? They're like the back rooms. What do they call them? Where it's like a thing you only see in your dreams, but they feel familiar, but they're scary.
I have no clue, and I hate that, and I never want to hear about it again because that's upsetting to me. All right, on to the next photo. So here's just some information about you. You're 5'10", you're a student, you live in Pittsburgh, you're non-binary, you're queer. I love that. I got all those things from this. You seem like a student, you seem like a queer non-binary person. Like all of that really reads in your photos, which I think is wonderful. You want to be like reflecting all of your information all over your profile. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Looking for long-term but short-term okay. You're an Aquarius. You have a bachelor's degree. You're not sure if you want a family, but you are vaccinated. I think that's great to include that you're vaccinated.
And the way you said it made me laugh. You said you don't want a family, or what did you say?
You don't want a family yet, but
you are vaccinated. So if
those
you're interested in having kids,
you can have kids or you can be vaccinated, and those are the only 2 options.
Oh no, I think that's super. That's awesome. I think that's all great. I think it's good to keep it simple. Sometimes with like information like that. I'm like, I do not need you to charm me. Like, I'm literally just checking if I should even be looking at your profile.
100%. And a Remy Wolf song on the profile. I think that once again shows that you're fun, shows that you're queer, shows that you like to have a good time, you have good taste. I think it's fun. Overall, I think this profile is really good. I think we could use some picture moving and some picture upgrades.
Yes.
Few tweaks to the bio. But overall, I would give this, I'm going to say 3.5 out of 5 wives.
I'm going to do a 4. 4 wives out of 5.
I love that. Corey, thank you so much. Okay, this is Nova. They are 26 and they are a student. Nova, this is what I'll say. I haven't seen any of the rest of your profile so far. This is too serious for a first photo, and you have to know that.
It kind of looks like you were like in taking a video, and this is a screenshot of the video.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It just looks really like self-serious. And
now, if we find out you really are, like if the rest of the photos are really serious,
you could be, and we'll take what we're saying now back, but you are a person who listens to this podcast and sent it in for Kendahl and I to help you with your profile. And that tells me that maybe you are not this level of serious. So I think we could have a more fun photo as the first photo. That being said, makeup, beautiful, eye contact,
you look
delicious.
Beautiful. Yes,
love
delicious. You love the eyes. You really like eyes.
It's nice. I think it feels very telling. I like it.
Yeah.
Bio. I'm a very interesting person with very boring interests. Looking for someone at UCSB. Let's hang out in the library and I'll show you all the dusty, obscure DVDs I found. Okay, I think that's fun. I already have questions about a very interesting person with very boring interests. I'm like, what does that mean?
To me, I'm like, yes. Like, I would date this person because I totally know what that means. I'm like, you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of thoughts, whatever, but you love like being in the library with your dusty DVDs, and I'm obsessed with that.
Yes, and I also think specificity, I'm saying this as if I invented it, specificity is the key to comedy, and I think dusty, obscure DVDs is like so funny and specific. It shows me that you have at least a little bit of a sense of humor. I really like it.
And it's specific without giving anything away, so I have an immediate conversation starter. I think that's great.
Yes, also love being clear about who you're looking for and where you're looking for them. You don't smoke, you're non-binary, and you want kids. Okay, all good things to know. I think it's great to know if you want kids and to include that in your profile. I think some people feel like that's too forward of like, whoa, we haven't even dated yet. But wanting kids to me can be like a huge deal breaker in a relationship. So I don't even see the point. And if someone is like, no, I absolutely do not want kids, and you're like, yes, I absolutely do want kids, I honestly don't really think there's a point in you dating.
Well, also, I feel like that's on the other person, because I would never, if I saw I want to have kids, I would never be like, they're asking for me to get pregnant right now.
Sure.
It's like they're not saying they want to have kids with you. They're just saying they want to have kids.
Absolutely. My interests are theater, singing, music and galleries, jazz, and empathy. You have to take empathy off. It makes you seem like an asshole. You do, Nova.
It really makes you feel, it's not good.
I don't think you're an asshole, but I think saying that your interest is empathy, come on.
Well, it's really like, and I don't think this is you. I'm not saying you, but we all know I'm really a mean girl that's always like, I'm such an empath. It like ruins my life.
Yes.
I'm like, okay. So I think if I knew you, like when Jordan says that they're empathetic, I'm not like, ew, like empathy is a great quality. But if I don't know you yet, I can pull a lot from that.
Well, and if someone asked what your qualities were, I even think that would be different. But this is your interests. So I would take empathy out and add something in, because what I'm assuming you mean is like you want someone to be socially and politically aware. So I think you could put something around like is interested in liberal politics, is interested in community care, is interested in volunteering locally, local elections, whatever. I think there's like a lot of ways to put out there that you care about the world, your community, other people.
Or if you're just emotional, you could put like one of the prompts being like, I spend my free time crying over videos of XYZ. I don't know, something to be like, I'm empathetic. That's more funny and silly.
Yes, but saying that your interest is empathy, we can't have that for you. You have to get rid of it.
You look amazing in here.
Photo
Congratulations.
Photo 1.
I do feel like everyone's kind of attacking me, posting all these photos in their graduation gowns.
Sure, because Kendahl didn't go to college.
I'm like, why do they all have graduation gowns? Congratulations. Okay, let's move on.
I know, and I'm sorry about that for you. But Nova, you look beautiful here. I think this should be the first photo. You seem successful. You seem happy. Look at all those cords you have. I know that means you did good stuff. Like, I think that is photo number 1. you got to switch them out.
And you are giving a completely different vibe in this in the first picture.
Yes.
Like, this to me is a different person completely. Like,
Yes.
I would not have swiped right on the first picture. I would have swiped
right on this one. I agree. And this to me feels more like a person that loves theater, that is empathetic, that is fun. Like, that's what this reads more to me. My only question is, I thought you were in school. Where's this graduation outfit from? High school?
Or Party City. Tell us the truth.
Yeah, or is it a costume?
Is it a costume?
Kendahl?
I also feel like if this was the first picture, the empathy thing would not bother me as much.
Sure.
I think with the first picture, I'm making because you have to remember, people don't know you. So they're making a lot of assumptions. And you know what they say about people who assume?
Yeah.
Say it.
They never get to sleep with
They
anyone.
never
on
sleep
a
with
dating
anyone.
app.
And so it really, I think with this, I'd be like, oh my God, yeah, they're empathetic. They're so sweet and cute. The first picture is kind of giving person that just thinks they're so nice.
Yeah.
Kind of the nice guy thing.
Absolutely. 2 truths and a lie. I've received fan mail before. I've seen every Danny Kaye movie, and my hairstylist said no one with under 10 years experience should be cutting my hair. Okay, this is the first thing I'll say. You did spell received wrong. We've all done it. We've all been there. Edit that. I think 2 truths and a lie. I don't like it. I don't like it as a prompt. I'm sorry.
Well, because the game is like, how well do you know me? I'm like, I don't know you at all. So
Yes.
what is this game? I don't want to play
it's
a
like
game.
make an assumption about me, and it's like they're already making assumptions about you because it's a dating profile.
Unless you have like 3 things that are insane. Like if you're like, I've been bit by a shark. My grandma was in the Donner Party. And my grandma was also in the Titanic. She survived both. Though I would be like, wait, I have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is like, it's not prompting me to like immediately ask any questions. Unless I like love Danny Kaye, then I'm like, oh, I can talk about Danny Kaye. But once again, I think there's a way to just be like, my interests include
Well, and then what
Danny
if that's
Kaye
the
in there.
lie?
And that could be the lie. And that's true. I love that you have your causes in your communities. I think that's so great. Once again, another reason to get empath off your interests, because I see right here, you care about your community, you care about things, like that's enough, and we can see that. Fun.
I love this. Is that green shirt guy?
Is that green shirt?
Wait.
Why is everyone... This is what I'm learning from this episode, is that you need to buy a lime green shirt and wear it out on the town.
I have never seen a shirt of this color in any store I've ever been into, but only the hottest people have them.
I mean, it's unbelievably eye-catching. I think this is fun. It shows you're like outdoorsy, maybe a little sporty, maybe a little adventurous. I wish I could see your face a little better. So I would say this is maybe a slide 3 photo or a slide 2 photo. Obviously not number 1. But I like what it's showing, and I think it's a beautiful picture.
And I think it tells me what I need to know. This would show me probably not someone I should go on a date with, because those are shoes people wear who do this type of thing often.
Yeah.
And I'm not maybe interested in that. But if I was, I'd be like, oh my God.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. And you can comment, oh, I love those shoes. I have that brand of shoes. Should I buy that brand of shoes? Whatever. It's like a little bit of a talking point. So this is hilarious. I love this, and I think it's perfect. I love a silly photo that doesn't seem like you're trying too hard to be funny. And to me, this does that.
And Corey, if you're listening, this is the exact type of photo I'm talking about.
Yeah. Corey, you need to look at Nova's profile and learn for the backstage
And
picture.
if you don't have a photo like this is easily created this week, Corey.
Yes.
You can do this. This is so fun. And I think you're right. It really just seems like you took a photo before to show. I probably to like send to someone to be like, this is what my face looks like now. And I think that's perfect.
It almost looks like the photo was taken on accident, which is even funnier.
Very funny.
I'm really proud of the fact that I've played 2 different leads in musicals in the last year. Feels braggy, but I'm very proud because I've worked hard on my singing and acting for many years.
I love that.
That is so genuine and nice. I read that and I go, this person is really truly speaking from the heart, comfortable being themselves, comfortable being proud of themselves, which I think so many people, Kendahl, I hate this, are like fake humble.
Yeah. But also self-aware. Knowing that I think if they had just put like, I've been 2 leads in a musical, I think I would be like, well, good for you.
Yeah.
Some of us can't sing or go to college, so congratulations. But I think that makes me like you're self-aware, but also able to be proud. And also, you don't feel like you need every answer to be so funny.
Yes, 100%. You're not trying to be a Dr. Comedian all the time.
Yeah.
I agree. And this photo, I think this photo is nice. You look really sweet. Once again, you just seem nice and genuine in this photo, and this answer seems nice and genuine. I like it.
You are owning that couch. Okay.
I gotta know what this shirt says. Daddy's little something. I wish I knew. Hey, I wish I could see the shirt. I like this photo. You look beautiful. You look handsome. I think it's a good photo.
I love it.
I would keep this at maybe 4th.
Yeah, I agree.
I love when people include their artists on Spotify. I think it really shows you a lot of like their personality, what they're listening to. I think it's a great conversation starter because you can be like, hey, what's study jazz? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Is it jazz that you listen to while you study? Or is it its own genre of jazz? Like whatever. I think it's like a nice conversation starter. I think it's smart to put that kind of thing in your profile.
Yeah.
Overall, Nova, I think your profile is great. I would do some switching of some things around, but I love how open and honest and genuine you come off.
And I will say I love how empathetic you come off, only to say you really do come off as a very empathetic, open, kind person. So I think you just like don't need to have that in there.
Take it out of your
And
interest.
that first picture has got to either go or be. I think it can go. You seem
I like
so,
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but
It's
I
like-
don't know if it matches what energy you're putting out there.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I give it 4.5 out of 5 wives.
I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 wives.
Okay,
well, that is the end of this episode. Technically, but we are going to continue doing these over on our Patreon in an extended episode where we're going to do a bunch more dating profiles. So if you're interested, make sure you head over to our Patreon and join. There's a bunch of different levels. As always, this is a fully independently produced and created podcast by Kendahl and I, with a little help from John and our producer Blake, who do a wonderful job. We're paying for everything ourselves, so joining Patreon really helps us keep this podcast going. You can also check us out on YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts, and every form of social media.
Exactly right. And wait, Jordan, before we go, I once again want to say, I know our set looks barren, but let me turn you to the one spot in our set that doesn't look barren, which is this table. And we had a fan send us this Blu-ray, is that what you'd say?
It's a Blu-ray DVD of But I'm a Cheerleader from Becca. Thank you, Becca.
Which is so fun. And also, Meryl Windsor actually sent me this, and I'm just a huge fan, so I had to put it on the
That's
set.
a brag.
It's PR. This is just me showing off that I'm like really cool and famous. They sent me, this is from their new book. Like I said last week, if you want to send us something that we are going to put on our set, our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 4037, Burbank, California, 91503. And you can send anything you want. Nothing is too weird.
No,
be
there is
cool.
stuff that is
be
too
cool.
weird. I can't believe she said that.
No, nothing is too like funky. You know, you can send something that's like quirky. Like I said last time, someone was like, "Can I send a photo of my head onto Harry Styles' body?" 100%.
100%.
Don't send something weird. I guess I'm just like trust like and like we like can like get like you'll get in trouble if you send something like really bad. Anyways,
send fun stuff. You have a small business where you make funky queer mugs. Send us one. We'll put it up in the back. A photo of you and your partner on your wedding day. Send it to us. A jelly cat. Hey, if you're rich, send us a jelly cat. I don't know, whatever you want to send us.
Well, if you're rich, send us multiple jelly cats because we want one that's not just for the set.
Absolutely. So send whatever you want. If you make art related to the podcast, related to jokes from the podcast, anything like that. We've had some people reach out with stuff like that. We absolutely love it. Send it and we'll put it into the set because we are building our set in our beautiful new space.
And we would love it to just be filled with all of your guys' stuff because we really do feel like it's such a communal podcast.
Yeah. All right. Well, happy Monday, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. And hopefully we'll see you over on Patreon. Bye.